And I'm not going to monitor the live stream or the YouTube because it's going to take up too much of my bandwidth. So we'll assume it's all good there. And let's start the recording.
Okay, Rick, stop the recording. Can you hear me, Rick? Can you stop the recording? It is, for some reason, it's not allowing me to check the box for share sound and optimize for video. What was the solution for that? It hasn't happened in months. Let me try
Can you
again.
try sharing? Try sharing again, see what happens there.
Okay, let me try to share again. No.
You don't have to optimize, but
share sound. Okay, let me, before we go any further, let me play this and see if you can hear it. Let me share it.
okay.
And then we'll go back if I don't have the boxes checked. Are you able to hear that? Were you able to hear that?
It's not playing yet, Mark.
Yeah, it already did play.
I don't see the time going. Oh, I see the time going now. I don't hear any sound. No.
Okay, so what was our solution? I remember this happening before with the Zoom where we could not optimize to share sound or video. There was a
Yeah, I've
trick
had
in
trouble
it.
with that.
I can't remember what the trick was because it hasn't happened in so long.
Yeah, may even be
As
a restart.
background, as side by side, as content only. There was some sort of screens. Let's try it again. No. Okay. I may have to try to come back in, Rick. Go out and come back in.
Yeah, that will probably
Okay.
do it.
All right. Oh gosh. The host should
Maybe I
revert.
can show. Maybe I can show the video, and worst that'll happen is they'll skip frames and be a little choppy.
Yeah,
I
your
think.
voice is breaking up sometimes too. Let me just go out and come back in quickly.
Okay.
You're still the host, so all right, here we go. Okay. Am I back, Rick?
Yes, that was quick.
Okay, and I need to try to share the screen,
Yeah. Give it a try again.
highlight the desktop, and will not allow me to optimize for video sharing experience and other must be masked as black. I don't know what that means. Doesn't seem to be doing it.
Doesn't allow you to share sound.
Correct. There's some trick in this, and I don't remember what it was because this has happened in the past, but hasn't happened in 6 months or so.
How when you share, what happens? What comes up?
The screen that I'm sharing, and I
Yeah.
highlight it, and then I usually click on share sound, optimize for video, and then share again.
Not available.
And
okay.
let's see. No, I just played the video again, the audio. You didn't hear it?
No. Okay, well, let me play it, and it might be a little choppy, but we'll just deal with it. If it really screws up, then we'll go without the videos and do the
That's
best we
very
can.
strange. Usually that we had a solution for that, but I'm not sure what it was.
Yeah, I can't remember. I just remember restarting and it being a problem sometimes. Yeah. Okay, well, let's give it a go and see what happens here.
Choppy is better than nothing at all. Yes.
Yeah. Just have to find my video here. Just bear with me a second. Just another few seconds here. Let's see here. All right, well, I think I'm more or less ready, so let's give it a go. About to start the webinar. I will be recording to YouTube. We got that going already, actually. So let me. Where is it?
I'll confirm with you in the chat that it's all good of this session.
Okay, thanks. Okay, I'll start recording now. And it's not allowing me to share the sound either.
This is odd. Anyone else who can accept the video and play it?
I'll try restarting.
I think the disclaimer is most important. Oh, but still, I won't be able to do it. No, I was just going to play the individual disclaimer.
Let me see if I'll try playing it, see if you can hear. It's not even playing yet. Got to restart the whole video.
Karina's saying we could read it.
Let's see here.
You did hear that,
Stop
Rick?
the recording.
We could read the disclaimer.
Yeah, we could just start with that and skip the video, I suppose. I'm just trying to. I'm not able to see anything here. Share. There we go. Still no share. Okay. Let me try restarting. That's the only thing I can think of here.
All right, I'm going to step away from them for a minute. It's 26 past the top of the hour, but we're still moving forward. I'm connected on the iPad so I can hear you as well as the desktop.
Yeah, I'll be right back. Mark, can you hear me? Still can't share the sound. I don't know what's going on. Mark, can you stop sharing somehow?
I can hear you.
Not hearing Mark. Mark's muted.
Sorry, I just got back to this location. If you could promote me on the other system to a panelist, I can
Yes.
multitask. Okay, you said you wanted me to stop share?
Yeah, if you can, see if I can share the sound then.
Okay. Share is stopped.
Still doesn't allow me to share the sound.
Okay, shall we read the disclaimer as suggested?
Yep, I guess so.
I can't think of a different way because I have a disclaimer to play, but it's not allowing me to share the sound. That's odd, isn't it?
Yeah.
You and me both.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll just have to have a different workshop today. All right, well, let's let me just make sure you're co-hosted properly. I promoted your other entity to panelist.
Thank you. Welcome, Mernaz. We're having trouble getting started. We haven't actually started yet. There's internet and sharing on the platform issues.
I don't know where your other, oh, there it is. Trying to promote your other entity there. Are you able to bring in your other entity? Do you need them both?
I think I got it. I forgot to press the button. Okay. So I'll read the disclaimer unless someone else would like to.
Yeah, I'm still trying to promote your other entity and the attendees.
Okay.
Do you want that promoted?
Dear Mark, go
There it
ahead.
goes. Came through.
Should be in.
I'll co-host that. Okay, there we go. All right, shall we start recording then? And you want to read this, Mark?
Sure.
Okay. Okay, here we go.
The information and educational material contained herein is meant to promote the general understanding and dialogue of GAN's processing. Such information is not meant or intended to serve as a substitute for a healthcare professional's clinical training, experience, or judgment. For patients and individuals, such information is not to be a substitute for professional medical, therapeutic, or healthcare advice or counseling. For medical issues are concerned, including decisions about medications and other treatments, readers, viewers, listeners should always consult their physician or, in serious cases, seek immediate assistance from emergency personnel. Prescription information, procedures, and use of medical devices information should be undertaken only by properly trained and certified medical personnel. We specifically disclaim any warranties, express or implied, including implied warranties of merchantability or fitness for a particular purpose. Such information is provided as is and is believed to be accurate at the time of its publishing, but it is the viewer's job to evaluate the accuracy of any information found in this presentation. Every case presented is of their own experience, applied by themselves for themselves, and it applies to their case only. Every person experiencing health problems should seek professional medical advice and consult their course of treatment with a doctor. The processes of plasma balancing described herein are a natural process which supports the body but does not replace medical advice or therapies one is already subject to.
Hello and welcome, everyone. Welcome to the 423rd One Planet, One Nation, One Race for Justice and World Peace here on Tuesday, March 24th, 2026. This is a broadcast of the Keshe Foundation, Spaceship Institute, Education Department, and part of the Public Teachings in English. My name's Rick Cremond, and I'll be host once again this week. And once again, we're joined with members and support members of the Universal Council. We're having some production issues today in a couple of different ways, and we won't be able to share videos, but we will go through our presentation and deliver as much of our workshop as we can today. So without further ado, let me get the presentation ready.
And I'm just going to play a little in the background to see if I can get the share to energize. I'm not sure. This is part of the problem of sharing the... Oh, we see your screen fine here. But the sound is what Rick was talking about, but maybe I'll just wait on that. Not to...
Okay.
create more interference.
So yes, we'll be a little fragmented here as we work with our background and whatnot, but we're ready to begin. So let's begin with members and support members of the Universal Council who are presenting the workshop. We'll begin with our, let's see here, trying to find the beginning of today's workshop. It looks like the introduction with Shweta, I believe. Are you still there, Shweta?
Yes, I am. Thank you. Thank you for all the hard work you do. Thank you. Salam namaste. And yes, welcome, beautiful souls, to the beautiful beauty and totality of one planet, one nation, one race for justice and world peace. Welcome into the beautiful energy of Keshe Foundation, Spaceship Institute organization. Welcome, Suswagatam into the beautiful energy of all souls in existence. In this universal love, in this platform of peace, love and abundance. Thank you so much. Gratitude from the core of my heart and soul to all of you, always here for the benefit of all, for all, in the service of all, beautiful souls. Even you are listening, that is more than important for us. And we welcome you with our open heart, standing to welcome you in the path of peace and enlightenment. Thank you so much. Salam, namaste, salam.
Next, we have the World Peace Treaty. If you would like to go.
Yes, this is part of the work of the Keshe Foundation, is to bring this planet and its inhabitants into a permanent peaceful condition. So we actually have a document that you can sign, but you can also sign it in a way with the pen of your soul or your emotions that you want to create a peaceful universe. And again, that universe, as he said, you are a galaxy. Now we know we are a universe, and now we know we are a unicos. So this is the space between your ears, perhaps. And this is the way I've been looking at it. And we want to create a peaceful universe in that energy dimension that you can then enter into the universal community. And even if you do expire, you want to take a peaceful galaxy or a peaceful unicos into the unicos to be part of it, rather than something that's still killing and destroying. So I think the peace, again, as he said, it's finding peace within yourself first and then the others. Well, I guess I won't have to spend much time correcting the others, because I'll be spending most of the time trying to find peace within, or create a peaceful universe within myself. And again, the onus is on each one of us to do that. And of course, we have products and games and other things to create peace and enlightenment, but it's really between you and your central energies to create a peaceful universe, whether you're here in the matter state or you go off and separate from this physicality and start a new creation. That the universe that you create, the children that you create, will be part of a peaceful structure in a way. So, of course, the world leaders are encouraged to sign this. This is part of the wishes and so on. But we're finding that peace is much more than not killing each other as men or as human beings, but the peace is a much bigger process. As we understand, the Creator doesn't kill or destroy any of its creation to exist, and we can follow the same path, and we're on that path in a way to enlightenment, to peace and enlightenment. This is part of the process, just to get to the next step. So in a way, you can get into the universal club in so many ways, because we're not peaceful. We're part of it, but we've been kept in the back room, so to speak, because we've still quite unruly, and so on and so forth. So that's the World Peace Treaty. Rick, if you want to show it, maybe Shweta wants to read it. A very simple document, but again, no tools of war on this planet or in space. And again, I keep referring to space as that space, that universe between the two ears.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you so, so much. As beautifully you said, courage is the virtue of the heart. We, as citizens of Earth, from this moment on, accept to lay down all tools of aggression and war. We shall never think about getting involved or incite war or develop or use any tools of war on this planet or in space. And to this we all agree and swear with our nation, territory, council, religion, city, town, body and soul, from the core of our heart and soul too, dear beautiful soul. As I say these words, you can understand more when we say, like, signing the peace treaty silently with your soul pen, dear beautiful soul. With your pen gives you this silence that is you to observe serenity and loving service to all, without exception and without thought of self. And this is the keynote of this World Peace Treaty, beautiful soul. And we become the wonderful people of this new age, the peaceful people of this new age, the loving people of this new age, experiencing all the abundance. And this abundance is the need you have now, with no pain, no hunger, no, what I can say, no war anymore. Those who are inciting war, I also forgive them and let them go. So, thank you.
So
Thank
do we
and,
get bonuses for being peaceful, Shweta? In a
yes,
way,
what?
it's almost like the mother who tells the child, once you behave yourself, you can come out of your room. But right now, you're sort of sanctioned in a way. So if we become
Yeah.
peaceful, are there benefits in the universe for peaceful beings?
Yes, I I know as a mother, we are universal, and we know the pain. We understand. Sometimes this duality works like this, and maybe, maybe this is a learning process, what we have learned from thousands of years. But now the game of peace and enlightenment is here. You have to follow that. And the game that was cruelty has gone. It is over. So as a mother, I can say that. Absolutely. Thank you, Mark. That the children should obey for the benefit of all, because we all are in a collective way, soul, one soul of peace, as Elizabeth says, and we should care for each other now. And those who don't, those who stick to, maybe they are bound to do that in a way. They have to go. There's no place here for them. But I still love them as a soul being.
Right. And if you were to physically display this, you can actually enlighten or elevate someone that could read that. It says, be proud that you can display this treaty. And I think this encourages others that, if they're wishing for peace, maybe I can take a nanosecond of my life and wish for peace too, even though we see war and destruction on all sides in a way. But this gives them an elevation that they can think outside of after signing this treaty, be proud to display this certificate wherever you consider being important to you, that everyone can see and know your ethos to fellow men and the mankind. So this gives them, in a way, a door that they can perhaps enter that they thought they could, because it's unpopular, it seems, to talk of peace, even though most of us want peace, and we are fairly peaceful. But this was my idea, that you can actually encourage someone if they can see me or Shweta, wishing for peace. Maybe I can wish for peace too. And this is part of the work, is awakening the collective awareness that we can change the pattern of the last thousands of years with thousands of wars into a peaceful future without the killing and without the destruction.
Yes, of course, without destruction. Elevating the souls, all souls equally. Yes, Mark, this is so much necessary in this moment. So signing the World Peace Treaty with your soul pen, my dear beautiful soul, works forever. So this is the World Peace Treaty. We, as the citizen of Earth, from this moment on, accept to lay down all tools of aggression and war. We shall never think about getting involved or incite war or develop or use any tools of war on this planet or in space. To this, we all agree and swear with our nation, territory, council, religion, city, town, body, and soul. Name Shweta Anwar, signature Shweta Anwar. Date forever, my dear beautiful soul. Position, a being of peace. On behalf of the nation, territory, council, religion, city, town, and individual. Witness, I have that witness. There is a woman working in my yard. She was the witness. Her name is Ammi, and the second was Indu. She signed me for that. Thank you. Thank you, the beings that witnessed this. Thank you so much. After signing this treaty, be proud to display this certificate wherever you consider. And whenever also being important to you, that everyone can see and know your ethos to follow to fellow men and the mankind and other created beauties of creation. Thank you. Gratitude, dear beautiful soul. Salam, namaste, salute.
Hello, everybody. I have a question. Where can we find this peace treaty to sign?
I think Rick put a link in there, but could you come a little closer, Manaz, to your microphone? There seems to be a lot of scratchy. sound. And your voice is so beautiful. We want to hear you.
Is it okay now? I have an audio test.
No.
Okay.
No, it's the microphone doesn't sound very good.
Yes, it's okay now.
That's better.
Thank you. I asked, where should we find this document to sign it? Please.
Yes, I put a link in our chat here, and you can go to the Keshe.Foundation/about/WPT, and that gives the World Peace Treaty. Let me show you how to get there from the website, because it's a little bit tricky. Let me see here.
And of course, this is not the end of the process. It's just getting to another level that we can start the next plateau in a way as we become peaceful. Thank you, Rick.
So if we start at the Keshe.Foundation website, it's smaller because I had it bigger, and go to About on the head title, and then you can select World Peace Treaty. Just take a minute to come in. There it is. And that'll show you the World Peace Treaty. If you scroll down a little bit, you can click on the left side that says PDF for the World Peace Treaty. And when we click on that, we get a nice clear PDF that you can download and print out. And that is the best way to print the World Peace Treaty. And also on the same page is what's called a document for an insight into the future of man on Earth by Mr. Keshe, and also a document, the status of scientists, and another document, signing of the World Peace Treaty. So you can have a look at those documents as well. There's quite a bit of information there from Mr. Keshe in those documents. And that's all on the same page as the About and WPT for World Peace Treaty.
Thank you. And do we need somebody to witness our signature?
Well, there is a place for a witness, and that's kind of the official and proper way to do it. But some people sign the World Peace Treaty even without the pen and just sign it with their soul. So in that case, you could say, perhaps God is your witness, or your dog is your witness, whichever you prefer.
Yeah, I think if you ask for any documents, once you go into the quote unquote space, you'll never find anything written.
Yes, that's the problem. If you're trying to wave around your World Peace Treaty, then maybe no one will even be able to see you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, let's go on to our next position here. And next we have what's called the wishes. And we have a number of wishes. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like 7 different wishes. And I'll remind our attendees and audience here that we'll have a full minute of silence after each wish in order to implement and contemplate the wish.
And Rick, if you could help us by prompting the name for that particular wish.
Okay, I believe we start with Mehran today.
Okay, thank you. We, the Universal Council, elevate the soul of the people of planet Earth for them to be able to connect to the Creator without any intermediary.
Next, we have Marsh. Thank
We, the Universal Council, give from our soul collectively for feeding all hungry people of soul or food in the world.
Next, Shweta, please go ahead.
Thank you. We, the Universal Council, elevate all souls in existence to play the game of peace and enlightenment for the benefit of all that is. We are present, our wish is our command.
Next, we have Stefania, if she's available. I don't see her on the list, though, so perhaps someone else can take over.
We, the Universal Council, we have started a new time, place, the Unicos, position, soul of planet Earth. Possession is the hydrogen, and emotion is unconditional love.
Actually, it was this one for Stefania, but and the last one was from Mark. So you were correct there, but we'll have to have someone else read this one.
Okay, I'll do it. We, the Universal Council, make condition for all the structure around the Keshe Foundation to be supporting financially and to have what they need at the point of need to bring a total change.
Dean, would you like to go ahead with this wish, please?
Thank you, Rick. Okay, so we elevate the souls of all members in the past, present, and future of the Universal Council as one soul, as part of the totality of the knowledge of creation. We are present.
We, the Universal Council, give from our filled strengths to empower the world leaders to negotiate and sign the World Peace Treaty, ready the nations to a permanent and everlasting peace on earth and throughout the universe. Our wish is our command.
Okay, that completes these wishes. And next we have what's called the connection between souls. And Mark, if you would present that for us. Thank you.
Yeah, a connection between souls has already been done since the beginning of the creation. So all of these souls are already connected. It's just us who have the disbelief that they're not. As we hear, you turn one atom, the other atom turns. And of course, we see that with the magnets as well. So this I was a bit uncomfortable with in the beginning. But again, the soul or the central energy is your closest friend. And now Mr. Keshe is saying that we need to connect with the soul of this planet as well. So I'm thinking perhaps we will use the same sort of words in a way with the soul of this planet. He said if we can match the emotions of our soul with the emotions of the soul of this planet, this is another way to transmute. So let me just read this. Join the soul of man with the soul of physicality by speaking these words in this moment. I love you, my soul. I live you, and I love with you, and I adore you. And see what the soul will give back to you. Again, this acknowledgement is quite important. Apparently, souls like to be recognized, or they like to be acknowledged. Apparently, the creator has this sort of a desire to be recognized or to be acknowledged. And this is part of acknowledging your closest friend, which came to your creation, which is your central energy. Now, I think we can do this with the soul of this planet and with other entities. As we're starting to understand a little bit more about this energy dimension, we can connect or create positions for anywhere in the universe by working with the soul. And apparently, Mr. Keshe says, I never work with the doorman, which is the physicality. He says, I always go to the general, which is the soul, or the soul of the man in that particular example. So there's apparently a lot of souls, and we're just getting to understand this. The soul of wisdom, the soul of the solar, there's the soul of the sun, the soul of the earth. So there's many, many entities, and I think this is in a way getting us familiar with operating on that energy dimension with an actual entity, which in the Western world, we always thought our soul was someplace else. And of course, we have ways of enlightening and maturing the soul with certain technologies and other things that you'll find spread throughout the Keshe Foundation, and especially connected with the game of peace and enlightenment. Would anyone else like to say anything? I love you, my soul. I live you, and I love with you, and I adore you. And this is what I've been applying to the soul of this planet to see if we can make a stronger connection. I think there could be a twinity process, matching the emotions, of course. And then, like in the Dome of Peace, there's something for your physicality to do. Perhaps walking on the earth barefooted, laying on the ground with the back of your head on the earth, and just showing something in your physicality that you want to make come on in, kitty, a stronger connection with souls or central energies, irregardless of what the physicality is sort of projecting. And this is an ability that we're learning and we're developing, that we can actually work with central energies rather than the physicality. But because we're so physical, we always approach it backwards in a way. Now I think we're starting to get it right, but again, we're just in the infancy of understanding this whole process. But for you to try it, apply it, and believe in it, because that belief strengthens the emotion. But just believe we're already all connected. And that's a hard thing for many of us to believe, because it's not so much a physical connection, but an actual energy connection. And this is what we're sharing and starting to understand a little bit more. We're bringing this energy dimension into the sort of dimension of matter state. Even though it's already here, we've never really worked closely with it. And now we're opening it up. It's a mystery of the matter state of the entity, which we're opening up to its energies, which is its central energies as I see it. And again, I'll just be impartial. This is just the way I'm looking at it. That doesn't mean you have to look at it exactly the same way.
Marcus Dean here. Can I quickly say something? Is that okay?
If Rick says it is, it is.
So,
Yes, please go ahead, Dean.
okay. Um, in this dream, sorry, this reality that we find ourselves positioned in, we, as Mark was saying, we tend to go to the physicality, and it's a very normal, everyday occurrence for many of us, all of us, some of us, and we all experience it in different ways. Some of us decide to root ourselves in physicality, and we never sort of get outside of that sphere, that box. We enjoy this position, and we firmly plant ourselves there. Some go part of the way and sense it and feel it, and drift or experience both realms, both field strength, both however you'd like to call it, realities, part of the reality. And then some, like many of the teachings of the foundation, have realized that when you really do connect with the centralized energy, as Mark was saying, inside yourself, you start to connect with something that is extraordinarily different to just being very physical. And we all have it in each and every moment of the day. Every word you speak, every interaction you have, every part of your life. Plasma, as we know, is the energy flows in the space gap of time. So from each moment, so from this moment as you listen to these words, between the letters or the sentence, there's a gap, a space gap. That's where the energy is. And that's where the physical stops and the soul interacts. And for us, this, as I speak now, it could be a few seconds. In the soul interaction, that could be instantaneous, or it could be the life of the universe, because there's no time. So between each gap, depending upon where your point of view is and what you're experiencing that you need to experience in your physical form, the soul lives in a different position, is in a different position, and understands how to interact between the space gap and all the other elements. So it interacts on a non-physical interaction, and it brings the physical into position the moment that it sends a field strength, sends a loving intention, creates. And we all have that ability, that soul connection to do this with everything in each moment. And that soul connection, you can direct it towards yourself, one's self. You can bring that centralized energy into yourself, enhance yourself, and expand it out. Breathe or express, however it feels right for you. And there's many techniques that are taught, and many people experience this. There's another way to do it where you can literally transcend by being present with inside yourself and contacting another soul. Sense the other soul, whether it's a relative or someone that you love or whoever, a cat, the dog, the fish, whatever it is for you. And you can give them your centralized energy, field strength of the emotion you're feeling. Or if you're in that soul aspect, maybe you start to give on another level of understanding. And when you start to do this, you'll find that the environment around you, that peaceful administration within your very structure starts to vibrate, change. Those atoms, those universes, those positions, those field strengths, those energies start to operate, function in a different way. And you can connect in any moment to any soul from a limitation of if you decide it's next door to you, or is next door to you the other side of a universe, or is it the creator? Or is it just in the very room that you're in a physical form with somebody else or something else, another object? There is no limitation. The only limitation is what we think, what we believe. And a belief is a very powerful emotion that sets a position. Free yourself, open your soul to connect with any soul, even souls that you don't know in the physical form. But that is, however, that is the connection with all of creation. When you open yourself to these centralized energies that will only give to you, if you come with the intention to give and to be peaceful, you will receive. You receive knowledge, universal knowledge, and universal energies, and anything else that you can connect to or you wish to receive. And it is your choice. So that soul connection is for each and every one of us to connect in any moment with any being, any soul that is created. And it's very, very powerful. We can talk with the cat, the dog, the president, and give from our soul to that soul to elevate, to bring them into peace and balance. And may they understand the beauty of their own soul so that they can then share their soul in the right ethos of the creation. And in this space gap, I thank you for listening. Thank you.
And isn't it interesting, Dean, that Da Vinci was on the same sort of quest to find this battery or the power? He was opening up cadavers, looking for this battery. What runs this thing? But he could never find it, but he was on the search for it. It's like you're on the beach, you drop a coin in the sand, you have to sift through it, and then you find the coin. But in this search, you're not going to find a physical object. This is what I think Da Vinci was looking for, because we're also matter state. He was looking for that little battery. That was the power center of the operation of the physicality of the man, but he could never find it because you can't hold it in your hand and you can't pull it out in a way. It's an entity and an energy. And this is, but he was looking for it. And of course, in the Keshe Foundation, this is where science meets the soul of the man. We actually have a scientific method of understanding this a little bit deeper. And of course, it will go deeper and deeper because we've just started to scratch the surface of the workings of the soul, or these central energies and how they're all connected. So it's quite a endeavor, but we're on the path. And Da Vinci was on that path as well. Mr. Keshe has explained it quite deeper, though.
I think, Mark, thank you, Mark, that he was like all beings, like all souls. He was receiving knowledge and expressing it in the physicality and creating systems and science projects and all sorts of things, and looking for it in the physicality, as you said, as you rightly said. But think of the creativity that came with everything that he did, and understand that where did that come from? It was a field strength. It was a thought, an interaction. Then you get the matter state, action. And then if you connect with it in the wrong way and you start letting the outside influence you, then you start to develop in the wrong way. You start to develop tools of aggression or war. And that's not the correct thing, as we know, in the universe. So you have to be at peace and create beauty that you will receive, as a being, as a soul. We all receive it, And it's up to each and every one of us to experience, let it go, share the knowledge we have. And then the next beautiful soul will, they will start to manifest and show their creativity. It's the way it gets. It's like, it's passing the, the beauty from one soul to another, igniting, if that's the right word, sort of that enlightenment is one starts to feel it, starts to feel this field strength and has that centralized energy glow, and then that plasma then touches another one, and it can be in many multiple ways. This is a field strength of emotion. It can be a plasma of intention. It can be a physical form, however it is, but sharing your beauty will help the next one to fulfill their interaction. And that's what it's all really about. If we think of the interactions that Da Vinci had, and the way he touched many lives because of his interactions with the consciousness of creation, and he expressed it and shared it. We all have that ability, each and every single one of us, and you must understand your beauty, each and every single one of you, that no one is higher and no one is lower. And you are all Da Vinci's, or whatever you want to call yourselves, in every shape and form. And once you express yourself and start to get that soul connection with the creation, your environment, your being, the cells in your body, your very essence, of creation will change, and you will touch the other souls, whether it's directly in your own family, communities, nations, planets, galaxies, universes. It's all the same thing, the same process. And it's the beginning. As when Mr. Keshe first came, he was the seed, and he brought that seed forward. And think of all the things, the interactions we've had, even the ones that many people, we in certain circumstances don't wish for. However, the interactions, the threads that have been given out to all the others that did accept, and all the interactions that they're having and they're doing, there's no limitation. Complete abundance of creation, and is your choice as you connect, with anything, and develop, create anything, whether it's in the physicality or not. And I would suggest that many of us concentrate and let go and see what we receive, and then you feel it. It's that gut feeling, it's that emotion, it's that understanding. You don't, if you rationalize it, if you let the brain go tick tock, you'll stop the process. You need to let it be free, let it come to you, and then act upon it. Don't wait. Give it its creation point. And it's like the rubbing together of the fields of the planets, of the earth, and the sun. That interaction that gives us the light. It's that plasma. It's that atmosphere of creation that then develops the matter state. And so that is, from my point of view, that's part of the knowledge and understanding and the beauty that has been shared with me, that I've received, that hopefully others will receive too. Thank you, Mark.
Right, Dean,
Mark.
thank you. And wasn't that a beautiful example about the radio that we used to tune in with were all those radios, and we can tune in. We have to tune it in and then maybe fine tune it in future time, but it's very similar to the radio tuning in to the station. And we have tools to help you to do that as well. But again, it's your choice to wish to want to find it, in a way, as I see it. Thank you, Dean. Anyone else?
Okay, let's move along to our next position here. which is an invitation to the soul connection. Either Mark or Mariners can go ahead with this.
Yes. Hello again. We, the Universal Council, invite the Keshe and the Universal family present on the earth to unify at the soul level every time, every day, each time, and also at 9 p.m. CET, CEST. We're giving from our souls, from our central field strengths, to enlighten the soul of the world leaders, to negotiate and sign the World Peace Treaty, pledging their nations to everlasting peace on earth and throughout the universe. And this is our wish, and our wish is our command. Thank you for taking time and giving from your soul, from your emotion. Each time you see a picture, you see a news, or you hear a news, just give from your soul to peace, because this peace which you wish is coming back to you, even though there is nothing on the other side. It comes back to you and adds to your own peace. So I wish us all to do it anytime we like. And thank you very much.
Thank you, Marinez. It's Dean here. Just like to say something quickly. So this invitation is very important to join the soul and to, as was spoken about earlier on by Mark, was how the soul likes to be interacted with and appreciates the fact that the soul of the physicality, the soul of the man, the physical being, has gained enough field strength of information, of knowledge, of universal enhancement to be able to communicate with its very being, its very self. And by doing this connection, by creating this connection, you have then established that connection back to the creation point. That's how powerful this is. So when you connect, as it says here, with a member of the Universal Council, and I've experienced this with many of the Universal Council members, they have an incredibly powerful, beautiful soul. And it is unlimited. And when they give to you, when you connect with them, you will receive beyond your imagination, because you're receiving all of creation. And they carry these beautiful souls to be able to share it with each and every one of you. And so tap in, enjoy, establish the connection, and understand that they are present for you in each and every moment to bring peace. Thank you, Marinez.
Thank you. Don't forget, we need one person enlightened on the earth that enlightens the whole people, or one person enlightened in a community to enlighten the others. So that's how it works.
Yes, my dear Mehran, that's how it works. And this is invitation from the heart and soul from all of us to join the membership, to join the Universal Council and Universal Council support members. As you send your questions, I will see more that I will invite you. We all invite you to the Telegram group in different languages of Keshe Foundation to join. And as we are all learning beautiful souls, as we are all universal, we share, we love each other, we connect with each other, have some discussion, have some peaceful moments with each other. Beautiful souls. Welcome to Keshe Foundation. Welcome to join all of us together. Thank you for joining us as one soul, dear beautiful soul. Thank you. Salam, namaste, salut.
Okay, next, we're going to, well, first we're going to skip the part about the Universal Council. We can't play any video, any videos today because the audio does not come through for videos. But now we have the knowledge and understanding about the game of peace and enlightenment. And perhaps we can speak about that. We have Mark and Dean, and the conversation is open to others as well. So we see the game of peace and enlightenment on the main part. Whoops. Happened here. Just a minute. There we go. And
We're showing
many people have now.
There it is. Sorry, it came late.
Yeah. Many people are starting to play the game. The game is now in its official 1.0. It's out of beta and into 1.0, the beginning of the presentation to the public, basically. And I've been trying to work my way through it. It's quite a bit slower now than it was initially playing it in the beta version. So it's a little tougher to get your points and to get your score up. But that all sort of is in a flux and changes as the developers work with the game, and they'll see how people are responding and how the points add up and so on and so forth, and make little changes as we go along, no doubt. And other things are getting into the game. We have the various devices that are hooked up at the other end where Mr. Keshe and team is. And Mr. Keshe has talked about imparting emotion into the game through the devices, so that when you do play the game, you feel that emotion of peace and can take the benefit from that, as well as the benefits that you might normally get in, the pleasure of playing the game, or the possible money that you could earn in playing the game as well. But I think the emotional health benefits will probably end up being the best results from the game. And again, that will change as we go along, as Mr. Keshe refines his techniques, and we learn how to adapt to what this game is all about.
Yes, he said give us about 12 to 24 months to perhaps fine-tune it a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just in its infancy, but our idea is to get people to play the game. As Mr. Keshe said, they've done their job, and now it's up to us to get other people to play it in a way.
And the Keshe coin is also connected with the game. There's what's called the cash coin within the game. You can earn cash coins and
Rick, if you can hear me, your bandwidth is dropping and so is your voice.
Okay. Someone else take over then.
I found the same thing. It's a little more difficult to find plasmas and to get started in this game, but possibly that's part of learning patience as well. It's basically structured in the same manner as the beta version, but I think there'll be more features added as the game and as the energy dimension gets introduced through the cosmic ray antennas into the One Nation network. But right now, we're just sort of going along and playing and becoming more familiar with the planet Earth. It does seem to be shrinking, but traveling by plasma is much more enjoyable in playing the game in a way. But I guess the airplane has its benefits too. And there's a lot of little facets built into this game that I wasn't even aware of. I found out this week how to actually mute the tab, which I didn't know you could do. I thought there was a mute button somewhere in the game, but if you mute the entire tab, you won't hear those sounds that if you're playing in bed and your lover's sleeping next to you, they may not want to hear those sounds and so on. So there is a way to mute the game, but maybe the sounds are part of the game as well. There's many hidden technologies in this game. As he said, with the copper and the utensils and copper water flask, either knowingly or unknowingly, you'll benefit yourself by playing this game. And it may be in ways that you can't even imagine, and maybe you don't even see yourself consciously becoming more peaceful, but subconsciously, these little energies are working. And maybe when you were going to say a harsh word to someone, you stopped for a second, and that thought didn't even come into you that time to take away from another soul. You just didn't say anything, or you said something positive. So there's a lot of work going on underneath the surface. This is just a cover for bringing freedom to the man. And we'll see more and more as people bring themselves out of poverty and physicality, but not only poverty of physicality, but poverty of our minds, or the way we approach and think about the universe and ourselves. So I think it has a lot of far-reaching ramifications, which are just starting to come into play. So we elevate all those who are working in the background, the designers, the implementers, and those getting certain platforms up to us. Anyone else want to add anything? But it is a little bit slower going, it seems, in the beginning, as maybe the beta version was made to be a bit easier.
Mark, I'd just like to say that I've signed up for it, but I haven't actually played the game yet. So I've been busy on another app called, the Physicality. So in this particular app, I haven't dived in yet and started to use it. But a couple of questions come to me. So for people that are using it, Mark, will they be experiencing receiving different energies? And when you become peaceful, does that extend your health benefits and your life cycle? How would it operate? How would it actually interact and give you the energies that you require as you play this game with a physical body? But obviously, you're using an application that is, going into a different realm, and you're going to receive centralized energies back into the physicality. How would this affect each one? Would you know? Do you know? Have you experienced anything?
Well,
Well, I have for
nothing.
sure.
Okay, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
When when I was in one of the the transitions recently.
Your voice is irregular, Rick. Your voice
of emotion for me. Okay. Suffice this helps balance my emotions. It's hard to be upset or focusing on your maybe some negative emotion that you might be overcome with. By playing a game, it seems to take the mind and the emotional content off and produces a balance, and you kind of just engage in the game, and it takes care of all that for you. Do you know I'm going to sing?
About half of it.
Hello, can you still hear me?
I was saying about half of it.
Well, again, the main okay. Play game to these one.
It's very choppy, Rick. We're not getting your communication yet.
Anybody else?
I think you need to retune, Rick. I think you're tuning out of this
Okay,
this particular
we'll have to give
physicality.
And
he's on his phone. Apparently, the cable connection is on the ground, so he's trying to connect a different way, Dean, today, and run the program. So perhaps we'll keep it a bit briefer.
Yeah,
Mosfeq, any comments? You should come through clear.
Okay, and about this?
Comments on the game you're talking about?
If you could.
Yes, well, the pace of the game is a bit different than how it was when we were testing it earlier. It's a little bit different, it feels different, quite a bit to me. So let's see, I mean, it may change a bit here and there, pace and all that. Maybe it's dependent on the levels, but it's definitely different, feels different. So anyway, we'll see. Perhaps a little more observation is needed to get a feel and changes. But the general attributes of the game is the same, but pacing matters a lot in this kind of game. Anyway, we'll see. That's for now. It's just fresh out of the box. So we have to be a little more observant before we can explore various aspects of the game. That would be my comment for now.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm sure we'll explore a little bit more in the Reactor group later or early tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Central European time. And don't forget, everyone, that the CET is now switching over, I think this coming Sunday, 2 a.m. to the back to CEST, Central European Summertime. Just be aware of that. Shweta, where shall we go from here?
Well, we can move to transmutation time.
Transmutation time, yes.
And Shweta.
Okay. All right. So, let's delve a little bit into the communication with other soul, as Mark was referring to it earlier. Other souls means entities such as planet Earth, and look into it a little bit of how this communication help us to bring about some of the coming changes or participate in the coming changes. So we all know that our existence on this planet is related to the interaction of the soul of man and the soul of the planet Earth. And hello?
Mosfet, could this be a transmutation? Before the Keshe Foundation, whenever they talked about Mother Earth or Gaia, I said, these people are nuts. They think this is a living entity and the rest of this. I know it's a beautiful place and it does a lot and everything, but not an actual entity. Is this, now that I've come to a deeper understanding of how energy works, is that a transmutation within me? That maybe these people weren't as foolish as I thought they were?
Well, as you are reflecting on, I mean, what you are just talking about is a self-reflection. And, you know, self-reflection is, you can call it a transmutation of ourselves. Because as we reflect on ourselves, we are no longer the same person. Because there is a field interaction with this, within ourselves. So, yeah, you can call it that. So,
so I can say I'm transmuting in a way.
Well, there are different ways of looking at it. A more pessimistic way, you know, oh, how foolish I was. No, that's not really the right way. You know, yes, whatever I was, you know, it's no longer true. I am a different person now. So let's,
okay.
You know,
is that an enlightenment then?
Well, enlightenment, you know, transmutation is a different form of expression. If you're enlightened, and if you are enlightened and you want to transmute and express yourself differently, that's a transmutation. You may choose to express yourself the same way.
Thank you for sharing.
Things may not have, you know, in a way, it's the same person externally, but the inside is not the same anymore. So, so transmutation, I mean, in a way, you know, when we put on a blue jacket versus a red jacket, is it transmutation? Does it affect our emotionality, our feeling? A little bit, yes. You know, red is more dramatic than blue and all that. But do we transmute as a result of it? You know, when we go to let's say a special occasion, a party or something, you know, people dress up to fit the occasion. You know, transmutation is in a way that, you know, physicality is expression. The physical expression is changing. The interaction with the other beings are changing as a result a little bit. So we have different words for it. You know, enlightenment, transmutation, as we are talking about it. But in the end, it's just the field interaction, different types of field interaction. So once we are better aware of it, then we don't have to rely on these words too much, but when we understand the fields, nothing needs to be in the form of words. So getting back to the interaction, we can describe the interaction with the planet, the Mother Earth, the Gaia, and all that word that we have been hearing. But at the simplest level, it's just one entity interacting with another entity, or one plasma interacting with another plasma. I mean, if we want to sound dramatic, we can, or make it more dramatic. Yes, well, that's part of our expression. It's not bad or good. It's just a different type of expression. So yes, but it's the field interaction at the level of physicality, or at a level that is outside the range of physicality. So what this interaction with the planet is, when we recognize the interaction, is that knowing our enhanced ability to recognize this interaction, the quality of interaction can change. So in a way, when we wear a blue jacket, we interact one way. With a red jacket, we interact in a different way. Is one better than the other? Not really, it's just different. And different occasion, different moment requires different types of interaction. So, and as to the quality of interaction, it is dependent on the beings that are interacting. So our interaction with the planet can be of a higher order, higher field strength, when we are familiar and capable of operating in that range. And that's a transmutation of understanding. You can call it that, or enlightenment, another way of saying the same thing. But enlightenment is a better way of saying this, and because it's a non-physical level interacting with higher order fields. So our interaction with the planet resulted in the manifestation of us as human being here. But that's only part of the story. There is interaction with the sun, of our solar system. It's between us and the sun, and the planet Earth similarly is also interacting with the Earth. So, and this story continues with a galaxy and cluster of galaxies, universe, and so on. So all these connections they have their significance. As to what they are, depends on what we make of it. How we choose to use this interaction. And once we know that this exists, this interaction exists and can be significantly alter the course of events to come, we are no longer the same. In a way, from that point of understanding and that point of knowing, all our interaction, including at the level of physicality, is different. So we have transmuted. As soon as we are aware of this understanding, it's not what we can call it's the end of our old understanding, but it's the beginning of a new journey altogether. So in this transmuted state, because once we know these things, we begin to explore these areas, which results in further transmutation as we proceed. So yes, we can do these kind of things, and once we know this, we can explore these things. And in exploring, there are, different ways of exploring, but perhaps the most notable way of exploring is to interact with the Creator, the source of all the knowledge and creation. Yeah, we can go step by step and do various other things, but once we know what is possible, there is a much more efficient way of doing it. It's through the direct communication with the Creator, the source of all there is. And then whatever, of course, there is no end to it in a way. And whatever our intention wants to explore can explore those realms. And as to what they are, it's all dependent on each being and its role in the scheme of things. And of course, we as the citizens, not just of this planet, but of this whole creation, want the very best out of all these situations, create the best possible outcome. In that sense, then, we act as close as possible to what the Creator does. Create things, create new and beautiful situation, environment, things, and whatever. It's all up to us. But there are beings that make choices of not serving the whole creation or even their own community. So what happens to these people who do not want to serve, their surrounding entities? What happens? Their scope of influence diminishes because they're destroying things. Destroying things means almost, the what do you call it? The common saying that, shoot yourself in the foot. At whatever level, very soon the person won't be able to walk or lose the interaction with all the beings around it. Well, some make, if you use the religious parlance, you may call it, well, that's hell. Yes, and it is, because the more one destroys, one diminishes one field of effect. And further, as we're creating separation from the creation or our surrounding. The scale can be different depending on the entity involved, and able to serve everyone, is that heaven? Perhaps it is. We can put that word to it, but it is to the benefit of everybody. So transmutation is a choice we make in getting closer to the Creator or farther away from it. And the choice is ours. And the wonder that goes with it is also ours to engage in. What would be our choice? Wouldn't it be peace and prosperity? Thank you very much. Okay. Anyone else wants to talk about this area? I'll stop here.
Yes, my dear Moshfit, thank you. Thank you always, to the core of my heart and soul. And yes, of course, this transmutation is getting so enlightening. In enlightened we are. As we, as a housewife, I do a daily routine. You know, I was doing a daily routine always, like cleaning the kitchen and cleaning the room and preparing food and all. And at that time, it was like a burden. I have to do this, then I have to do that, then I have to do that. But now, in every moment, in every, I don't consider them as daily routine. I consider them as my desire, like, you know, working, playing with the water even while washing the dishes. And I think all the molecules from inside me, the energy, I was attached to that viscosity of pain. It is going away. It is being enlightened more. It is being, I feel this freedom more to understand what I am doing. And I enjoying that now, going outside, sitting with, merging with Gaia, loving her and loving all. So this is the transmutation that is going on. Even somebody says many, like, you know, attack us with words. Like after doing the work, somebody says, as they usually buttering type of a person. Shweta, you have done so hard work. Can you do it for me? I said, no, I will never do it for you. This is not the moment you should talk to me like that. So why? I said, this is a waste of energy, I think. I am talking about energy. So I will rather uh, share this energy of love with so many, those who need. So I then go outside, hug a tree, sit on, sit with Gaia and with all beings that is in existence. And I feel that extreme love inside me. And I can understand that an enlightenment is going on with all of us. I can feel that sitting with on the ground with Gaia. So this is what we are experiencing, valuing each, even serving our physicality according to the need. So I started to say no, peacefully. No, I will not do that. I will not go there. I will not never like that. You know, I am here with all of us. This is the transmutation that is going on, detaching with the each molecules even, like turning it in the golden ratio. Thank you. Thank you, my dear Moscow. Salam, namaste, Sadi.
Thank you, Sweta. It's Dean here. So we have this transmutation, this slide on the screen now. And it's got in very big golden words, transmutation and time. And I think, and there's the problem, I think, this is the illusion where it manifests as the matter state or as the physicality. because we are in the illusion and we are creating our reality. And for many, these words I've just spoken is too much, and they can't comprehend that. They they step away from their true essence of you know that part of creation that they have, that spark within inside themselves, that is part of the structure, and it sits within inside the the very structure of man in the dome, in the head, in this position, which is elevated off of the planet as we walk. And Mr. Keshe has mentioned this many times. And then when we sleep, we lay our head down closer to the planet. And we get a different field strength, a different energy, a different spectrum of communications with ourselves. And there's not many beings that have the capability to, to be vertical and horizontal. And that, that motion of field strength is a transmutation in the physicality, and obviously the transmutation is guided by the soul, because the soul is is within the structure, and the physicality lies down, and then the soul's repositioned in the physical form. In another dimension, in another aspect of the transmutation, the soul is watching the physicality do its thing. And this transmutation is when we tap into that side of it. It's very much like the transmutation of time. That going back and forth. It's a bit like Rick's voice that started to stutter like a Dalek. That tuning of the radio wave in and out, and because we're very physical, the tuning sometimes is very locked on in a certain way, and we then resonate and focus and receive energies outside of ourselves. When we retune it, or allow it to fine tune itself, and we start to experience that background noise, that's not really a noise, it's the creation point. So the voice is the focus of attention, and we're interacting with this, but it's the background behind it is where the real creation point is. And we always focus on the tone and the voice and the vibration and the interaction in the physical. And when you learn to go through the noise and listen to the background, then obviously you're part of a much, much, much bigger picture, because that is the totality of all of it. And that's when we speak about the space gap between the stars, those stars that we view, and those stars that we experience in many different ways. Many, many different ways. So a transmutation is at any point in any position that you can position your emotion, your physical being sometimes, but your focus. You ever notice when we focus in a certain position, or when we start to focus on something, we start to experience things around that focus point, and that opens up, and you get detailed informations. And then when if you choose to take your view to another position, another focus point, you tune out, or you tune in, and you tune out, and then you refocus on something else, and then you start to receive other informations. So we do this all the time in our daily lives, as a conscious choice. It's learning to experience this transmutation between the physical interaction of the voice and the communication system, and learning to listen to the Dalek, I suppose, that tuning in and out that position where you suddenly become Mr. Keshe has always spoken about when the reactors in the magravs and stuff reach a certain position that many knowledge seekers used to put their hand, or some have put their hand between these reactors, and they went transparent. And this because the focus, the giving, the creation point makes the physicality, the illusion disappear, and then it's pure energies that you're experiencing, and that's another transmutation. And I think, again, that stops the process, because then we're back in the physicality. It's like we suddenly jump, we're straight back into our physical body. But then if you can imagine those energy sources of placing, like the application that's just been developed by Mr. Keshe, where you're placing your thoughts and intentions in something else, in another sphere, another realm. However, you're not physically touching it, but you're interacting with it in that environment and creating energies. And then from that, you're bringing this back to your physicality and experiencing many, many different emotions and energy transfers that will create many beautiful things for your physicality. But it's connected to the emotion of the creation point, time, place, and position. Transmutation. Thank you, Sweater.
Thank you, my dear. Thank you, Sue. Welcome. We can go to the needs and wishes. If there is, we cannot play that. Oh, thank you. Is there any question or sorry, anything sharing um, from beautiful souls? Okay. Now we can go to the needs and wishes, dear beautiful souls. And the wish: we, the Universal Council, give freely from our souls to elevate the soul of the leaders to achieve peace in the Middle East now. And it will be for 1 minute silence. Thank you. Our wish is our command. We are present.
Or perhaps 30 seconds, Shweta. I think we keep these
Yes,
wishes
yes,
in order. Yes.
yes. 30 seconds. Yes, of course. Indeed. Thank you. Now we can move to the next wish. Dear beautiful soul.
We, the Universal Council, elevate the soul of the leaders and the population throughout the American continent to live in harmony, respecting each nation as equal. These are our wishes, and our wishes we command.
Now we can move to the next wish. We,
We,
the universe.
the
Oh,
uni- no, go on, go ahead.
go
Okay,
ahead, go ahead, Melinda.
we, the Universal Council, give from our souls collectively to protect all the world and Iran from all evil. This is our wish. Our wishes are commands.
Now we can move to the next wish. We, the Universal Council, elevate the souls of the leaders involved in conflicts in Sudan and other areas only by greed with unconditional love and inner peace so that they respect the lives of all population because they are all sovereign and free. Our wish is our command. We are present. Now we can move to the next wish.
We, the Universal Council, give through our souls that Russia and Ukraine can find peace for the sake of all the families of the planet.
Now we can move to the next wish. Very tiny. Thank you, my dear, as we are here to serve, not to be served. Beautiful soul. Thank you so much and welcome again. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Suswagatam into the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful energy of Keshe Foundation, Spaceship Institute organization. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the beautiful energy. Suswagatam into the beautiful energy of all souls in existence, as we are all universal. Welcome, welcome to all that is love, beautiful souls. Thank you for being here always. Thank you for joining with Keshe Foundation. Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude from the core of my heart and soul, beautiful soul. The Universal Council. Thank you. Thank you so, so much. As Mark, as no video can be played, is the announcement you are going to do or Rick will do?
What do you mean? An announcement for the
For
upcoming session?
upcoming, yes, session.
Yeah, I think April 17th will be the next transmission session. These are monthly sessions, which you can participate in. You'll find it on the Keshe Foundation store. It's €500 plus the value added tax. you may get a little gift for yourself in there, but more importantly, it is to keep the Keshe Foundation free and allow what's being concentrated right now is transfer or transmission of emotions. And of course, this is being, in a way, embedded into the game of peace enlightenment. This is part of the energy or the hidden structure, I think. So you're helping the Keshe Foundation to stay free in many, many ways we can't even imagine. And we're all anxious for the technology and other systems to come forward. Well, this is a way to help ensure that that comes through the right way and at the right time. So feel free to participate or even buy a ticket for someone else if you have that capacity in your budget. As we say, there's no giving without receiving. As you give and bring someone else into the process, you may become nourished and enlightened the same way. It's very interesting how these energies work. We don't have a full understanding, but again, you take a first step in wanting to see peace on this planet. This is a sure way of helping it to be delivered at the exact right time, which of course we all think is right now, but according to universal standards, it may be some other things that have to be added to it. But certainly the structure for peace on this planet has already been introduced and it will be delivered as promised. And we're here to support and enhance the whole process. Is just another small part of the very large structure. So participate in these tests. It keeps the Keshe Foundation free, allows them to develop without any sort of overlords or overseers interfering with the type of development or how that development will actually reach the population. So thank you in advance for your participation or your contribution in this regard.
Thank you, Mark. And yes, of course, do participate so that Keshe Foundation is free from all the shackles and it is going on. So thank you, Mark. And also there is a plasma reactor group workshop tomorrow, and do join the workshop with your reactions as in the plasma reactor group tomorrow, Wednesday, and in the upcoming knowledge seeker workshop that is on Thursday. And if there is a time change, it will be announced in the Telegram group. And also the One Planet One Race, upcoming One Planet One Race, dear beautiful souls, on Tuesday. Thank you so much. And as a dancing queen, clap, clap, and dance.
We may not be able to play that video today.
Yes,
let's see if anything has changed on Rick's system, but he's done a great job for a half broken system in a way. Thank you, Rick, for carrying through.
Thank you, Rick, my dear, always. And this is a heart and soul dance. Dance, dance, and clap, clap, la, la, la. Thank you, dear beautiful souls. Always be blessed, be in joy. Thank you. Salam, namaste, salute.
And of course, when we meet next week, we'll be back to the CEST time, Central European Summer Time. Keep that in mind. Rick, any other words or comments you'd like to convey before we close? If you're still here, yes, it appears.
I'm here. Can you hear me okay?
This time, so far, so good.
Okay. Right. Well, yes, thanks for everyone for putting up with us today with our technical difficulties, but we got through pretty much everything except playing videos. I'm going to try to play the flight enhancement spaceship unit through my microphone by turning up the sound, turning on my microphone instead of the sound from the video. And we'll go out with that. And we've already had the announcements, so I think we're good to go. Thank you, everybody, for joining us for the 423rd One Planet, One Nation, One Race for Justice and World Peace here on Tuesday, March 24th. I guess it's bye for now. Thank you very much, Mark, for your help today and others. And we'll see you next time around.